Man, what's up, everybody? We didn't hit 600K. I'm so excited. Nah, seriously, I'm super excited. And it's all because of you all. 600K is not just a number to me. It's all of the people who believed in what we are doing on this channel, decided after watching videos, after liking the videos, after commenting, you decided to sub the channel, put on your notification bell, and whatever we decided to check out, you believed in us enough to say, you know what? I'm rocking with them. And for that, I rock with y'all, man. That's why I decided to stand up, man, because I hit the robot on. I'm so excited. Okay, we got some videos we about to check out for anybody that are new to the channel. I'm Van, and we are all the LFR family. And if you're not already with the LFR family, hit that subscribe button, all right? Do that for me, all right? Thank you very much. And shout out to everybody who has been purchasing hats. Man, go to hatsforsale.com, is in the description if you haven't already, and put an LFR 10 if you want to purchase one, so you get 10% off and free shipping all across America. Now we about to watch my main man Ben Shapiro and Jesse Lee Peterson and a few others correct some youngins who don't know what they talking about, huh? They doing what their parents should have done. They're leading them in the proper direction because their parents failed them miserably. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Because when we get to a certain age, we make a decision to believe whatever we believe and to follow whatever path we follow. So you can't always blame the parents. Just like if one of y'all kids would have started believing little silly things, I wouldn't blame y'all because you did your best. I know my wife and I, we do our best when it comes to raising our kids. So ain't no people better not blame us when our kids become daggone adults and talking about Van and Joy did a horrible job. No, he didn't. No, we daggone didn't. You better not say that. Shoot, get on my daggone face. All right, let go.
How can you argue that racism is not a driving factor in income inequality?
Because it has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. And when you have a culture that doesn't, and when, you know what? Explain.
Why y'all laughing? Why y'all laughing? It's dead serious. Okay, I agree with him so far, but let's go.
You explain to me why black kids aren't graduating high school. Explain that one to me. Explain to me why black kids are shooting each other in rates significantly higher than whites are shooting each other. Explain to me why 13% of the population is responsible for 50% of the murder. Explain to me why the number of black kids in prison, not for innocent reasons, not for walking down the street and getting pulled into a prison, is so high. Explain, if it has nothing to do with culture, explain to me why the single motherhood rate in the black community jumped from 20% to 70% in the same course of time that the civil rights movement has made such tremendous strides. Is America more racist now than it was in 1960?
Hold on, Ben Shapiro, let me stop. These two people right here clearly represent African Americans, black culture in whatever forum that they're in right now. They were supposed to represent and supposed to speak up instead of laughing and goofing off and thinking, whatever he's saying is foolish. Y'all see the microphone never lifted up to neither one of their lips. Pick one. The microphone is nowhere near their mouth because they have nothing to say. They started out laughing, now look at their faces. Look at their faces. Look at the faces. Their faces is, you know what? He's hitting on some parts right now that we really can't say anything about. Reason why? Because if they would have said something, all he had to do was say, okay, DJ, pull up this song, or pull up that song, or run this song, or play this tape, or play this song, play this video, play that video. Because we tell what the black culture represents inside of our music.
And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
Look at them. They're like, you talk, you speak. I mean, go ahead, get him, girl. And the man looking at the girl looking at the man. Neither one of them want that smoke. He gave you an opportunity. He asked you a question flat out, waiting for one of y'all to speak, and neither one of y'all said Nathan, man.
Anybody can jump in. It's an open mic.
Anybody can jump in. Anybody. Boom. Boom. Done. Done, son.
That's in the media.
Michelle, what do you people want?
What do I want?
Michelle,
When you say you people, what do you mean?
the complaining black people blaming others for the failure of their parents and their lives,
What complaint have we
blaming
made?
others for whatever it is you complain about. What is it exactly do you want from white people?
Y'all came to the show. I know how this works. Jesse Lee Peterson's people reach out to you because they feel like you're interesting enough for an interview. You accept the interview because no. Let's not skip. You accept the interview knowing good and well that he does not rock with the type of rhetoric that you have been putting out over the internet. So when you get there, you make sure that you are prepared for any question that comes your way. He simply asks you a question, a direct question, and now it's time for you to answer, young lady and young man. Let's see what happens. And y'all can't say, oh, he's racist. He's another black man. So how are you going to handle this?
First of all, I'm just going to take a breath. And
I'm trying to find out what you want.
what's your nationality?
American.
Are you white?
I'm black American.
Oh, okay.
They have no answers. So the only thing that they can do is insult his intelligence, insult his race, to act like he's not a black man for simply asking them that question. Oh, so you going to challenge me about what's happening in this country? You must be one of them. I ain't answering your question. What are you again? Are you black like us? Then you must have missed the meetings, brother. If that's what you are. Huh? Did they paint you chocolate? Are you really a white man under that skin? Huh? Like we on Scooby-Doo, they about to start grabbing on his skin and try to pull it off now because they trying to act like he not black for asking that question. They acting that way because they don't have any answers.
What do you want? Oh, you do? And why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Because you seem to separate yourself from us, should I say?
In
put
what
us on
way?
the other side
In what
of the
way?
fence. In the ways that you specified thus far.
Meaning what? Tell me. Give me an example and tell me what you mean.
How you mean? What do you people want from white people? Meaning that I'm not with you.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Just y'all by yourself, right?
Let me explain why I do that. What you don't know is that there are two realities in life. One is that of good and one is that of evil. And now that I've been able to overcome evil, I don't identify with angry, evil black people. I identify with other blacks and others who are on the side of good. And so that's why I say you people, because I have to divide myself or separate myself from evil and go along with good. So that's why I do that.
What is it that makes us evil?
I'm sorry, your anger, your blaming others for your problems, your lack of love and respect for yourself and others.
Okay.
And you can't answer any questions he asked you specifically because clearly you were on the show saying a whole bunch of negative things about what he asked you about. So he asked you just so you can clear the air. Both of you young people are you're very capable of answering for yourselves or explaining your stance. But unfortunately, you don't want to do that. You rather ask questions. People who do that are in a corner. They don't know how to answer their question. So they're going to try to ask you questions to try to get you off alignment so that they can trick you into something else. Y'all couldn't do it. Y'all failed. Boom. Boom.
Unbelievable, astonishing sexism. We have to teach young boys not to be boys so they won't be violent.
Why is being violent being...
Get out. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's Milo. I forgot his name. Or Wilo. I think that's Milo. I forgot his name. I've never seen this one before. This is about to be good. Okay, here we go.
Like gender, we teach boys and girls that they're the same, and that's a problem. They are different. When we do experiments on young babies and even on related animals, we know that certain children go for certain toys. Boys and girls are different. To give you some context for all of this, you have to understand a little bit about the history of feminism. There have been two main strands.
And here is our local expert.
Well, yes. Of course, because of course men aren't allowed to speak about anything that isn't to do with
no,
men.
the things
Except
that you already said.
Get them, because when they can't have the conversation with you, they have to insult you. Okay, let's go. They have to take away your validation. What's that called, guys? Y'all know the word. I'm not a wordsmith, but I'm not a wordsmith at all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They try to take away your fuzz, man. What's the word I'm looking? I got a brain fart. And when I think of it, I'm gonna say it.
We talk about separate but equal, but having even mentioned the Floyd Mayweather fight, they're walking away with hundreds of millions of dollars at stake. You being at the height of your sport, maybe make what, $1 million at most per fight. Does that anger you, and what can we do to change that?
I don't like to talk about exactly how much money I make, but I'm extremely comfortable and happy.
You are?
Yes.
Okay. So
and if I got to a point where I had almost 50 fights, I would probably be making close to the same amount of money that Floyd does.
She tried to trap her into feminism. Look, you a lady just like I'm a lady. Let's complain together. We both victims, huh? How come they not paying you as much as they getting paid, sister? We need to go at them, huh? Let's get them. And she was like, nah, slow down. I'm getting paid good money. We're not about to talk about my pockets, but when I do get that many fights, I'm be getting paid that much money. Oh!
And I'm a feminist because I believe in equality for men and for women and men, and for all genders.
So women and men.
No, all genders.
No, so women and men.
There's women.
There are two genders biologically. I'm sorry.
There isn't. There's you're not now you're totally excluding transgender, non-binary, gender fluid people, and yeah, these.
I mean, you can live in your unicorn world.
I'm going to assume that you're a cisgender straight woman because you obviously
that's really true.
And that you probably haven't ever been raped. Either.
I actually identify as an attack helicopter. So.
Wow. Why would you bring up rape? Simply because she wanted to you brought up genders, and she just let you know, she just reiterated, you talking about both genders, and she said, no, all genders. See, now you're being disrespectful because you're not acknowledging the others, the other 154 genders that have been created in the last couple of years. People are something else, man.
Oh, it's really offensive.
You sound like you're speaking from a very privileged point of view here.
Very privileged.
Yes.
I would like you to use my pronouns if you could. They're I, me, and my.
So now you're mocking the LGBTQ community now.
I have lots of LGBTQ friends, and they don't get professionally offended at everything.
Just because you have LGBTQ friends doesn't mean that you're not homophobic or biphobic or transphobic. That's like me saying, oh, I have black friends, so I'm...
No, it's not. It's not. It is not. Now, when people do that, though, she's right. When people do that and they try to hurry up and say, I got black friends, so I can say the N-word all I want. Nah, it's not that way at all. She's just telling you that you aren't even a part of the community. You aren't the people that you're trying to take up for. Guess what? My friends who are, they don't even get as sensitive as you because they are not a professional complainer. They are not competing in the Victim Olympics as you are. But continue.
I'm not racist.
My LGBTQ friends are usually male and female and not some unicorn gender that's been made up.
That's so hateful. You're just like erasing, construct.
Gender is a social construct, right? And I don't have boobs. That's just a social construct. Oh, and penises don't exist, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's male and there's female. There are two biological genders. Science exists. I'm sorry to tell you all that science exists, but it does. There is biology, there is science. I mean, you can live in your magical, made-up world with trigger warnings.
Friends, hear you talking right now because
they'll come out of the woodworks and defend me, guaranteed. Because I've got lots of friends. That's great.
And you know what? I'm finding a lot of what you're saying extremely offensive.
That's great.
And I'm sure that I know a lot of people
loud. And I mean, science probably disagrees with you.
How do we validate those people's experiences, like transgender people? That's so important to their lives and their identity and their happiness and their well-being and their health. How can you say no? How can you deny the existence of these people's identities and their need to have that well-being?
They can do whatever they want. That doesn't mean science or myself have to agree with you believing you are agender, you believing you are...
Boom. Boom. I am still empathetic to everyone that goes through what they go through on the side that you're trying to take up for. But science is science. That doesn't change. It don't change. Now, if we're not going to deal with science, then let's deal with spirituality. Guess what? They don't want to deal with either. We don't want to deal with neither one of those because we got a problem with science and we got a problem with spirituality and religion. We got a problem with it all, man. We want to make up our own right now. And they want you to be a part of it. They're going to force you to be a part of it. And if you're not a part of it, then you're offending them. And then they're going to be offended that you are offended. Why? Because you are not a part of the community that they are offended that you are trying to throw daggers at. But all you're trying to do is educate them. Keep educating, guys. Keep educating people. Don't be rude about it. Try not to be rude about it. But if you're going to be bold about it, understand that you're going to get some type of pushback. You will. You're going to get some type of pushback. You may even lose some friendships. You may even lose some job opportunities. If that's what you want to stand for, understand that certain things come with that. Negative things might come with that. Positive things might come with it. But it's all a gamble because today's society is extremely overly sensitive and everything is offensive to everyone, unfortunately. So just be strong, guys.
You believing you're a demigirl or some non-existent gender that's been made up.
It's non-existent. It's incredibly important to them.
You know what else is important? Science, facts, and biology. Those are also very important to the advancement of the human race, to treating people's diseases, to reproduction.
Yes, it is. Boom! Boom! Boom!
The vast majority of people who are stopped and frisked are black and Hispanic. That's because the vast majority of people in New York City who actually commit gun crimes are black and Hispanic. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that.
Statistical regressions we have to run. That's not true. Look,
yes, it was 96% of all gun assailants in January to June 2008. 95% of all gun assailants in the city of New York are black or Hispanic.
Now, people who are still listening, I apologize for the volume of this this back and forth that's going on right now between Ben Shapiro and whoever he's talking to right now. But apparently it's a good debate. And if you cannot hear it that well, my bad. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I'm just now reviewing this for the very first time, and I didn't know that the audio quality was going to be this poor at this point of the video. So if you did want to check out at this point, I understand. I hope you don't, because it's still some good value that you can get out of this. Like, I'm going to listen to it because I got on my headphones. I can still hear them with some good, I can hear them pretty well in my headphones. But I do acknowledge the fact that some of you do not watch my videos with headphones on. All right. So being that you don't watch my videos with headphones on, some of you, I get it. If you have an issue with the audio quality that's coming out at this point, but I hope you stay in and try to hear, because it's going to get good.
Guys, again, how many regressions do we have to run? Black and Latino folks are overrepresented in being pulled over, in being sent, in being tried, in being sentenced, in being incarcerated again and again and again and again and again. What's those numbers? You don't believe it. No. Because you know why?
She's saying that the disenfranchised, the African American community and brown people are targeted and are always the ones that end up being arrested and mistreated by police over and over and over and over and over again. She said that's just facts. So Ben Shapiro is about to come along with his side.
The reason I don't believe that is because let's take speeding. Let's agree on facts. Let's say we have democracy when we can't. Right, because you don't care about them, and I do. So it is not anybody's fault that 50% of the murders in this country are committed by young black men. It's not the fault of the people who are putting them in prison that those people happen to be black. It's not the fault of the New Jersey Turnpike Police that they're pulling over 23% black men when they did a statistical analysis and found that 25% of the people speeding were black. Okay, again, since 1994, in the 75 largest cities in America, when they analyzed whether there's overrepresentation in crimes that were reported, not just crimes that were charged, crimes that were reported versus the prison population, they found that blacks and Hispanics were statistically underrepresented. The biggest problem for blacks and Hispanics living in the inner city is that there aren't enough police officers there to actually take care of them and police the crime and make their cities safe for investment in education.
He's saying that that there's crazy misrepresentation in urban communities that have primarily black and brown people, and the education levels are extremely low, although education is provided, and the crime is still extremely high, and the people who are caught speeding and being pulled over have been recorded to be 25% black and brown, and that's why the numbers look the way that they're looking. They're not looking the way that they're looking because based off of the numbers, they aren't seeing white people commit the crimes and just disregarding it. They're just seeing more black and brown people commit these crimes. That's why more black and brown people are being arrested, all right, and charged and pulled over, and it almost comes off as profiling at that point. But my thing that I told people was, listen, the only window that some people have into your community, if you're black, is sometimes through the music we put out. And when we put out the music telling people that we killing each other, that we selling this and selling that we're doing this, that, and the third to women, that we hate police and that we would do something to them if they try to pull us over, that we are not pulling over, that we are not stopping, that we would die first, that we will go out shooting. If that's the only window they have into our communities, they will approach us with far more caution. Let me blow this up just a little bit. They're going to approach us with far more caution than they will anyone else. That's just common sense. You got to think about that. Everything else still is in play. There's some bad people. There's some bad cops. There's some racist MFers out there. But guess what? There's some bad of us. There's some racists of us. You know, there's some bad MFers in our communities. And when they approach with that extra caution, because when you can find another race of individuals who are also telling the police, this is what we doing, I always stay strapped. If you ever try to pull up to me, rat-a-tat-tat, put a fool on his back. I mean, imagine that. Imagine if I'm a police and white people was putting out those type of songs talking about how much they hate N-words and especially N-word cops. I'm going to approach them a little more carefully than I approach other people who don't say that, who don't put that out there in the atmosphere. That's just me. That is called common sense. I would never tell my children to do it. I would never tell anyone else to do it. And if it is good enough for my home, then it's good enough for the streets. That's how that is. That's how I preach. And the way what we preach is what we preach in home is what we'll accept outside the home. And what we expect outside the home. That's what we want and desire outside the home. Don't mean that that's always going to happen, though. All right? So I'm just saying, put that on your mind. We make up too many excuses to try to stay in that victim league where we can get out of it. we can jump out of it if we wanted to. Sometimes we make the decision not to, man.
You look at the at least statistics and you say, oh look, there's a study, there's a study, there's a study. Hey, there's a massive overrepresentation. Let's just look at drug crimes, which are the largest proportion. So you don't want to talk about gun crime, drug crimes. The predominant reason why people are incarcerated in this country is mostly because of nonviolent drug offenses. And study after study after study after study, Black and Latino folks far overrepresented in terms of arrest, in terms of charging, in terms of sentences. Get harsher sentences when they're sentenced.
That's not true. That when it comes to college admissions, for example, there are more women than men going to college.
That's correct.
When it comes to graduate schools, there are more women than men going to graduate schools. Yes. Okay, when it comes to jail, which you just cited, the vast, well over 90% of the people in jail are men. Is that because the system is really sexist against men? You really argue that the jailing system is now sexist against men because there are more men than women in prison? That's really your argument.
No, it does have to also be the case that more men commit crimes.
Yeah.
More men commit crimes.
Yeah, so that was another one. That was just Ben Shapiro handing that lady or man. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't know if that's a lady he's debating right now or a woman. I don't know. Ben, I'm trying to be 1,000% honest, for real. Not trying to be offensive at all. But that was a good back and forth. And I wish the audio quality was a little better for that portion of the video. At any event, man, thank y'all so much for everything. We hit 600K together. And thank you for watching the video. Please let me know whatever you want me to know in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all, and let me go ahead and cut this off. Yeah.